Buongiorno, good morning, buona Pasquetta, happy bank holiday to you all. Buona Pasquetta for those in Italy and who are going to be having a really big grigliata, which is a grilled meat today. A lot of barbecue going on in Italy, which is often what they do on their bank holiday Monday, which is Pasquetta as mentioned. Yeah, so I'm so jealous not to be there, guys. I'm absolutely frothing at the mouth of all the grilled meat that's going to be having. Some of my family members are having over there, and I'm in no doubt whatsoever they will be sending photos and videos of them doing that later on. I'm more than positive than that. By the way, guys, I haven't done a video for on my own channel for quite a while now. Apologies for that. It's just, the time occupied on Tottenham Away, which I'm loving. Being involved. I love being involved in. I love in the content for Tottenham Away, and I will, for as long as I'll continue doing so for as long as I enjoy it. So yeah, for those who are discussing, and we'll be doing a Monday night pod at 8:30 p.m. tonight for lock-in. If you haven't already done so, we'll be discussing much over the weekend. But that's regarding Spurs and the Premier League. I wanted to do a video specifically talking of Serie A and doing a roundup of Serie A. Round 33. So there's 5 games left currently. Unless there's 1 or 2 teams that still got to basically play their game in hand, but they're pretty much all of them got 5 games left. A roundup of the results, particularly the top 6-7 teams in Italy. Currently, Inter won away 3-1 away to Spezia. Milan beat Genoa 2-0 at home. Cagliari Sassuolo was 1-0 to Cagliari. Udinese beat Empoli 4-1. And Empoli side have been playing really well lately. Played really good football. A really good manager there. But they got thumped away to Udinese this weekend just gone. 4-1. Sampdoria losing at home to Salernitana. Sampdoria starting to become in real big trouble. They're getting drawn into areas where they shouldn't be going to against the struggling Salernitana, who beat them 2-1. Fiorentina under Italiano, who are playing really, really good football, and they are currently in the 7th, joint with Lazio on 6th place. But for me, they're a really good side, and they should be pushing. They really, really should be pushing for Europa League, and I have no doubt in my mind they will do so. And we'll speak about that shortly. Juventus drawing at home to Bologna, who had 2 men sent off towards the end of the game. And then 8. I remember one of the incidents where it took a good 5-6 minutes to decide whether it should have been a penalty. It was just outside the area, and eventually it was an outside the area, so therefore it was a free kick, and the man got sent off because it was the last man. Then followed with a lot of protesting, which caused Medel to get sent off, also bringing Bologna down to 9 men. And in the 5th minute of injury time, out of the 8 minutes that were added on, Juventus equalised with Vlahovic. The scenes in that injury time. My word. But nonetheless, Juventus drawing at home, which is not result that they really wanted to push on, having with Milan and with Milan having won, Inter having won, Juve wanted to really try and keep that closing in the gap, and they weren't able to do so. And the last of the fixtures was Lazio versus Torino, was 1-1 with Immobile scoring pretty much in the death of that game, right at the end, salvaging a point for Lazio. That leaves Napoli-Roma for 6 o'clock kickoff tonight, and Atalanta, who against Verona. Atalanta, who've completely been out of all sorts this season. Maybe a lot of injuries. I just think something hasn't quite clicked for them I'm not too sure as to why that is. Maybe, like I said, injuries has played a part. But I think the demand of Gasperini and their staff, where they push their players always to the limit, something is broken in them. After years and years of doing that high intensity, maybe this is the summer where they need to sort of re-galvanise the squad a little bit and get new blood in there. Maybe ship out a few players that have been a little while now and maybe have clocked up a few miles in their legs. Maybe it's time to re-galvanise that and get some new blood in there, because, like I said, Gasperini's football and the intensity that it puts and the strain that they put their players through to play that football that they do, and they've done so really, really well in the Champions League and the Serie A the last few seasons. This season, I think it's time to change things up. So that leaves having a lot of teams. I'm just going to read you out the table. First sort of 8 teams. So Milan on 33 games played. Inter have played one less, but Milan on 71 points. 33 games played, as mentioned. 32 played by Inter on 69 points. So they're 2 points behind Milan. Inter are due to play their game in hand this week. I believe it's a Wednesday or Thursday night away to Bologna. Napoli trail 3 points behind Inter, having played also 32 games. They're playing their game tonight against Roma. 66 points, as mentioned. Juventus are 33 games played, 63 points. So the difference between first, second and third is like 2 points between Milan and Inter, 3 points between Inter and Napoli, and 3 points between Napoli and Juve. And Roma on 5th place with 32 games. So they're also playing, like I said, Napoli tonight on 57. So it's the top 4 race is massive. Obviously, all 3 teams, Milan, Inter and Napoli, are in that title race. Napoli just a little bit behind. But, a lot of it will depend if Inter win their game in hand this week. They've got to, like I said, win that game in hand and then see how that shapes up. But it's all heating up in the last 5 games to go. Lazio 1 point behind Roma on 56 points, having played 33 games. And Fiorentina, like I said, they're even on points, level on points with Lazio 56. So for me, Fiorentina is really pushing for those Europa places, and I really believe that they can get that at the expense of either Roma or Lazio, forcing one of those 2 teams to go down into Conference League. And of course, as mentioned, way behind, 5 points behind Fiorentina and Lazio is Atalanta on 8th place. And like I said, for the reasons mentioned earlier, Atalanta were always pushing 3rd and 4th, and up to a point they went even as far as 2nd last season. So that is a real drop in form and in just generally this season. They, like I said earlier, haven't been at the races. So the title race is heating up. We've got, like I said, the games Napoli-Roma tonight. That should be very, very interesting for Napoli's title chances. And Roma is Europa. They got the opportunity to try and go and win that game and actually distance themselves from Lazio, their rivals, and their Roma rivals. So the round of 34 for next week, they've got some real big games there. You've got Inter-Roma. Inter, of course, on full title, of course. But obviously, like I said before, Inter got to play Bologna just before that. So then it's Inter-Roma. And that, again, Roma fighting for European places, Inter fighting for the title. That's going to be a real battle there. Lazio-Milan. That's, Sunday night game at the Olimpico. No easy feat, because Lazio as well, they got to try and, they don't want Fiorentina to take over. So they're going to need points. And Milan, of course, in full title course mode. And Sassuolo will be at home to Juventus. A Juve that really need to try and cement those top 4, fourth spot essentially, because I see them. I think if Juve try beating Bologna at home, I still think it would have been too late for the title, but at least it would have cemented their fourth spot a little bit more. But they left it open with a draw at home. So Sassuolo can be very tricky, although they haven't got a good record against Juve. But on their day, Sassuolo could beat absolutely anyone. So there's a real heating up in the Serie A this year. I thoroughly, for those who don't follow Serie A, honestly, it's some BT Sport and there's some cracking games this year, and there's some really good teams that play really good football. I mentioned Empoli, although they got beat 4-1 to Udinese, play really attractive football. Fiorentina play really good football as well. The top teams at the moment are kind of grinding out results, especially the ones that are in course for the league. They're grinding out results. Napoli having been beaten at home to Fiorentina as well, 3-2. They really need to win tonight's game against Roma if they want to keep those hopes alive. So there's a lot of really it's becoming really interesting race and how it's going, and it's been so unpredictable with some of the results of late that you cannot call which way it's going to go. Listen, for me, Inter, if they win their game in hand, they go 1 point clear of Milan, and having already won the league last season, and with the squad that they got, that's where Milan, I think, are lacking, is the depth of their squad. They've got a really good 11, 12 players, first teamers, but beyond that, if one of them are losing form or they're not, especially in attacking front, defensively they've been really good, but in the attacking front, not as great. And particularly in the number 10 and on the right side of the forward has not been brilliant. But Giroud, although he's been doing his bit up front with Ibrahimovic out, they've lacked real attacking option in that front. Leao and Teo on that left-hand side have been brilliant, but it's where the threat comes from. And if you're now Milan on that side, there's really not a lot of options beyond that right now. So I think that's where Inter have the know-how first and foremost. They've been in their squad depth is a lot better. So Milan to be in this position first and foremost is brilliant. They're on their journey, 2-3 year journey now that they've been up there. They're going to make the Champions League, which is something that they really want to do. They're potential new owners coming in from Bahrain. That remains to be seen. I don't want to go into it too much until something real concrete, it's done, then perhaps we'll discuss a little bit more. But Milan on a trajectory where they were built to get into the Champions League. They're not quite there. First of all, for the depth, like I said, a youth, they're not quite ready to win just yet. However, they're in the title race for sure. And like many times, they've just got to focus on what they got to do. Get the results that they need to get, not focus on anything on anyone else around them. Just focus on what they've got to do. Let Inter play their game in hand, and after which we'll see what it would have. If they do win that, which I think is more than likely to happen for them at Bologna, it was still 1 point behind, and that was still, still leaves very much open with 5 games to go. So yeah, that's the Serie A roundup, guys. And let me know what you think. If you follow Serie A and it's something that you enjoy the way I've definitely been enjoying watching it. I'm a massive fan of it. I think Italian football is definitely on the up. It's still not on the level of Premiership, of course. But I think that there's been some really good games. The big games have been really good. I think BT Sport do a really good coverage with James Richardson on the weekend. And I would encourage just to keep an interest. You know what? Why not look at some of the players that they got there? It could be of interest for your Premier League team or for Spurs in our case. So there's real talent out there, and definitely good football to enjoy. So I would encourage it. I would definitely encourage it just to broaden the horizon a little bit beyond the Premier League, because it's always a valid league to watch. Guys, let me know what you think. Comment in the link below. Likes, share your video with your friends. Let me know what they think of the video, or they can comment on it themselves. That'd be great. I'll be reading, commenting, and agreeing and disagreeing. This is what the beauty of this all is. And as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It's free of charge, guys. And let your friends know. Let them subscribe to the channel too. It's free of charge, as I said. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, in this, my particular case, my Italian team, Forza Milan. See you later, guys. Ciao.